Welcome in, y'all guys, to get in. I got my notes. We're all ready for class. As you know, can tell by the title, we're talking about the morning star and Jesus and what's going on with that. So first, I want to say again, these classes are just going to be short. Reason why? Just easier to get the information. Don't have to scroll through a long ass video to find the information. You just get it right here and there, quick and done. No need to yank your leg for 30 minutes, right? So first off, we're going to begin off with Isaiah 14:12, which explains how Lucifer is the morning star, which goes, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down from the ground when didn't leave my gosh, the nations." I couldn't read, sorry. But yeah, that is the verse that says that Lucifer is the morning star. He talks all about that. You can read the whole thing, right? So, going forward, all the way to Revelations. And by the way, the Bible is not written, none of the religious texts, the Bible, the Quran, or the Torah, are written in actual order. They're all scrambled up for a reason, right? So at Revelations 22:16, Jesus says that he is the morning star. And it says, literally, Jesus, I, Jesus, and I am Lucifer. There are two Jesuses in the Bible. There's the real one and the fake one. The fake one is the beast, which is portrayed by Paul, which a lot of people end up, praising and giving their thanks to a lot, unfortunately. But the king or beast rules the land, and the king is the devil's chance on this world, basically, right? Um, and that's what needs to be known heavily. So when the whole verse for Revelations 12:16 is, "I, Jesus, have sent mine angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and offspring of David, and the bright and morning star." The true meaning, not definition, but the origin of the word bright is reflecting light or radiant, and we all know Lucifer is the morning star. So when they say they are the bright and morning star, mourning is not mourning. Well, here's the thing. When you mourn, you mourn. You mourn over someone's death. When you wake up, it's called a mourning because a lot of people wake up with depression or sadness. They don't want to get on with their day. So they call it the mourning. And that's because of the dissatisfied people who mourn whenever they fucking open their eyes. All they do is get up and wah, 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 complain about things. That's the mourning part, right? Let's just talk about it that way. We got to. So when they say the bright and morning star, they're talking about reflecting the morning of who they are. A bright morning star is Lucifer reflecting who Yeshua is. All right? Talk about David for a second. This is going to be a really quick one. David is the offspring. If David's offspring, is the bright morning star, or Lucifer is reflecting, Jesus, who is David? Well, David is an offspring of Canaan. David is a Canaanite, based from the description of him being given, where is it at? It's somewhere in these notes. But having ruddy skin, right? Making him Caucasian or a Canaanite, right? And the reason why Canaanites are Caucasian is because Canaan cursed his entire bloodline for lying with his father. Says so in Genesis, I think that's 1 or 9, I can't even tell. I completely forgot, but it's in Genesis. But Canaan cursed his bloodline with leprosy, right? All of the descendants of Canaan have leprosy in them. It's been passed down through his bloodline, right? Leprosy includes reddish or pale patches on the skin. It's also known as the curse of Ham, right? So David was described with ruddy skin, and even looking up ruddy skin on Google and going to images will show you a lot of what David really looked like, or what David would have looked like within that time. So it's important to do that. So all in all, to wrap this up in the most simplest, the literal quickest way possible to wrap all this up. This is a very short video because it doesn't take that much explanation. If you need more explanation, email me and I will tell you some more about it. Or if someone else wants to explain more about it in the comments, go right for it. We're all here to learn about the truth and nothing but the truth, and there ain't no reason to make it extremely long. We're just going to talk about it, right? Y'all know how it is over here. We get to the point. So anyway, Jesus is known as the son of David. He even says here, like again, that he is the root and offspring of David, right? He is the offspring. Jesus is the son of David, right? David is the mourning one. David, in his dying years, was given depression, not cursed, but given depression along with other ailments. Even when he received warm cloths, he could never stay warm. He was in a continual mourning state. He was not getting replenished. He was not in a state where he wasn't mourning. He was suffering until he died. So Jesus is the son of David, whose bloodline is cursed with leprosy, which is the white figure in churches that people praise to. That is Lucifer. That is the morning star. There are idols. The image, the statues that are made within Jesus' name are all idols. And what does it say in the Bible? Don't have idols before God. And they're using Jesus as a way to glorify God, which is idolization. The white statues up in churches, the crucifixion on the cross and stuff in the church is literally an idolization of God and an idolization of Jesus, who is David's son, who is cursed with leprosy and is Lucifer. The preachers preach about the tongue of Lucifer. Everyone praises Lucifer who goes to Christian, and even Jesus, the actual Jesus, or Yeshua, said, there are going to be many who try to come in my name. Right, and this is when people call Jesus Christ, right? They were calling him Christ. And that's where the term Christians come from. Many come in his name, but know not the Father. They don't know God. They know what Jesus was. And Jesus, again, is the morning star, because that Jesus that's being written about is what Paul wrote about in the Bible. Not a disciple, but a deceiver. So there you have it. That is the most simple, the quickest way to get the explanation for who it is. And as well as Samuel 1, 1 Samuel 16, 12 through 13, as well as 17:42, tells you that David had ruddy skin with big eyes, right? It says that there. So that's proof of who David is, with him being ruddy, being cursed with the leprosy that has been passed down. Ruddy is that red skin, and it's not, it looked like, you can look all this stuff up if you need to, genuinely, but that is the quickest, most straightforward way we can talk about this. But yeah, I hope this helped. Again, if you have any more questions, email me. I will send you more Bible verses. I will send you videos. I will send you whatever you need to really solidify this even more in for you. And again, if anyone else has anything else to add about this in the comments, go for it. We're not here to argue. We're not here to debate. We're not here to tell you lies. I'm here to tell you the truth. We're all here to tell you the truth. It's how it is. It's written in black and white in the ink, but you're not told how to read these things, because if you were taught how to read them, then you would really know what's going on. Instead, people want to use the Bible, which is really a history book instead of a holy book. It's a book of history. You're reading the book of David, and you're reading David's life, right? It's a history book. So when you don't know the order that this history happened in, of course, it's going to seem weird, right? And even going back to Isaiah, where it even says in Revelations, all this stuff, later, it talks about the morning sun. Like, your father was mourning, Lucifer. How the fuck did you come here? How did you fall from heaven, which is Orion, which is Orion's belt, the constellation, right? How the fuck did you fall from heaven if your father's mourning? What are you doing? How did you come from heaven if you're here mourning? How did this mourning person get you? How did this happen? Also, I forgot to mention it. I'm glad I went on that little tangent. Why did I write it down? Because I remember I wrote it down. Yeah. David was also anointed by Samuel, but with a horn of anointing oil, right? And called the Spirit of the Lord upon him. The Lord is used for not only God, not only Jesus, but as well as many other rulers of the land. And most of the Kenites were kings. You wouldn't need to rule a kingdom. You don't need to, like, you wouldn't need to be a king if you were following within God's steps, is what they're saying. You don't need to idolize yourself as a false idol. You don't need to put yourself up on a higher pedestal than others if you are following the teachings of God that were shown through Yeshua's actions. As he's shown us we could walk on water, multiply things, we're supposed to be doing those things. We can do those things because we are here to create heaven on earth instead of waiting to receive. We are out to create the path so we can receive. We know what we want to receive. We just need to go down the path to take it. The walk through the woods, you know. And then with Lucifer looking at the stars and this and this and that, all those things. Anywho, hope this helped. This is the whole shebang for you. I love each and every one of y'all to the moon and back. I will see y'all later. Again, very short class, but y'all get the gist. So I'll see y'all later. Hopefully you learned something from this, and if you didn't, be sure to help those who are confused learn some more too, because that's what we're doing here is together, is to help people learn. But regardless, I love you all so much to the moon and back tenfold and forever. And I will see you later.